Let's get you the check on Dalal Street, where markets surged at the back of strong global cues led by dovish commentary coming in from the US Federal Reserve last night. So Nifty reclaimed 10,800 with a rally of over 1.5%. The Sensex also reclaimed the 36,000 mark with gains of over 650 points. Bank Nifty rallied over 460 points to top 27,000, while mid-caps mildly underperformed with gains of about 0.7%. Surabhi Upadhyay is here with a wrap of today's trading action. Surabhi, are the bulls well and truly back, or is this just temporary pullback at this point in time in anticipation for announcements in the budget?
Well, call it pre-budget cheer or what you want. The fact is that it was a super surge day on the street today. A rally of well over 150 points on the Nifty, taking the market back above the 10,800 mark. The other aspect was lack of volatility. It was a smooth and steady ride, one way up, and the momentum just kept on building. A large cap driven move today. Mid caps underperformed to some extent, but nonetheless, there were a lot of takers for stocks beyond the index as well, and the advanced decline ratio was quite healthy, so that's something to take heart from. Let me now boil this down to stocks. So on the gaining side, you've got a couple of banks that really stand tall. Axis Bank really to name. Fresh 52-week high, 4.5% up move on that stock, so big mover there. Tata Motors and GAIL were the other key points to note. And Titan finally hitting the 1,000 mark, a fresh high for this stock as well. Then there was some heavy lifting thanks to a couple of the blue chips, the big heavyweight stocks like RIL, SBI ahead of numbers, Infosys and the HDFC Twins. They were all playing their part, batting away to build what was a very, very strong day of trade today. Then on the losing side, some names stand out, and some of these are really event-driven stocks. So the weakness on Z, for instance, is really quite persistent, and it showed up today as well. Yes Bank saw some selling pressure, and Bajaj Finserv was a reaction to numbers that were not exactly very enthusing, not as much as its peer Bajaj Finance at least. Let me come down to mid-caps here. Again, a lot of the reactions are very earnings-driven. So Dabur was a great number on all counts. The stock ended about 3% higher. Hexaware, again, strong guidance, good numbers. So that was a stock on the move on the upside. Jubilant Foodworks saw about a 5% gain now that the brokerage reports came in, calling out for a buy on the stock. Indian Hotels, Graphite and HEG were some of the other names that were really looking quite smart in today's trading action. On the losing side, you had some names, again, more of earnings reactions is what I've picked up. So Imami, for instance, V-Guard, these were slightly negative numbers. The stock of the day on the way down once again was DHFL. That conference call has really not helped. It was down almost 16% in today's trading action. Very interesting session. The week is important as well because the market has managed to preserve its lows. Tomorrow is the event day. Will this rally last? We'll have to wait for the budget speech to find out.